All right, so that was the second etude, the slow one. Couple things on this one. What Dr. Luvano wrote in the performance guide is absolutely very, very important regarding the tempo and being able to control the tempo without a metronome. So obviously we want to practice with a metronome. That's always good practice, okay, to use a metronome. But you are going to want to be able to turn the metronome off and be able to control the slow, steady tempo without it, okay? Thinking of the big quarter note beat. I was aiming for somewhere maybe 54-ish in that area, tempo-wise, 54 for the quarter note, but there's a range there. But I think thinking the big beat is really, really important to helping make this a musically successful performance, okay? Now, obviously, you're going to want to put your metronome on the 8th note click sometimes, right? And work out those 30-second note runs. So, you know, working those out with your metronome on the 8th note click is going to be important. But as soon as you start feeling comfortable with all the small notes, I would really encourage you to get back to thinking about the big beat, okay? Super important, I think, to make this musical. One little thing on this one that's interesting. So in measure 2, we have a doubly dotted 8th 32nd note in the first beat there, right? In measure 34, where this statement returns, it's a dotted 8th 16th. So that's a little counterintuitive. Normally when the statement returns like that, it's the same rhythmically, but that it is what it is. So, you know, just be aware that in measure 2, it's a doubly dotted 8th 32nd, and in measure 34, it's a dotted 8th 16th, okay? I think something else that will help make this musically successful is really providing a sense of line and a sense of direction through the phrase. So really finding those goal notes in the phrase that you're headed to and that you're going to kind of lean on those to help the listener, help guide the listener through the music. So for example, at the beginning, the first 4 measures there, we're really headed toward the downbeat of the second measure and the downbeat of the fourth measure, right? So, you know, it's important to bring those out. And you can hear that tension and release there, the dee-da, right? And David Height even helps you by putting in a little diminuendo under those 2 quarter notes in measure 4, right? So finding, and this etude is full of places like that. So finding those tensions, releases there, finding those goal notes within the phrase, I think is going to be very, very important to making this a successful performance, okay? One other thing about this one is to the breathing spot. So there are a lot of breath marks in here that he's put in, and I think most of them are great suggestions. You may not need all of them, and if you don't need it, that's okay. You may need an extra one, and that's okay. So, you know, I think most of the breath marks in here are really quite good. If you find yourself needing an extra one, you might want to, you know, talk with your band director, talk with your private teacher, and just see where would be a good place to add one in, okay? The only other thing is with these 30-second notes, they're not as fast as they look. So, you know, we see small notes like that, and we tend to kind of rush them or push them. They must be even, and they're not quite as fast as you think. So again, doing some metronome work with your metronome on the 8th note click will help here. And then being able to turn that off and feel the big beat, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-dee. They're not quite as fast as you might think. So just take your time on those and make sure that they're all there and they all sound good and they're all even, okay? So play well and good luck.